Well, in the wake of Hurricane Fiona in Puerto Rico, President of the National Taxpayers Union calling on Joe Biden to waive the Jones Act, which restricts shipments of products and aid to the island. Here's One America's John Hines.
As Joe Biden traveled to Puerto Rico in the aftermath of Hurricane Fiona to look at the damage there, the National Taxpayer Union was calling on him to repeal something called the Jones Act, or actually waive something called the Jones Act, that restricts shipping from the continental U.S. 5 years ago, President Trump waived the Jones Act to help Puerto Rico recover from Hurricane Maria. So Pete Sepp, president of the National Taxpayers Union, will Mr. Biden accede to your request and waive the Jones Act? Why not, if not?
We're hoping that he will. After all, President Trump waived the Jones Act for Puerto Rico 5 years ago, as you said. Also, President Biden actually enacted a Jones Act waiver in 2021 with the Colonial Pipelines problem. So there are precedents for both Democratic and Republican presidents to suspend the Jones Act, at least temporarily, to give people some relief in natural disasters or other types of situations.
What does that do? What would that do for the people of Puerto Rico? I understand the Jones Act drives up the costs and restricts the flow of goods and material to Puerto Rico. How does that do that?
Because the Jones Act restricts shipping between two U.S. ports to U.S. flagged, U.S. crewed, and U.S. built ships, the cost can go up dramatically for everyday goods and services that Puerto Ricans might need to help recover from the disaster. Suspending or waiving the Jones Act for a period of time would help to drive the costs down and hasten recovery.
Elected officials from Utah, Senator Mike Lee to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, have asked for the Jones Act to, I guess, be repealed, or have called on Joe Biden to waive the Jones Act in this particular case with regard to Puerto Rico. Why is that? Why is it there are so many people on both sides of the aisle who have called for a waiver on the Jones Act with regard to Puerto Rico?
I think it has to do with the fact that this is something the chief executive of the United States can do quickly, forthrightly, to deliver aid and relief to people who are suffering in Puerto Rico. These are U.S. citizens. These are our fellow Americans. And they need help now. Instead of automatically pulling the lever to say, let's throw tens of billions of dollars or whatever the figure is in taxpayer aid, why not do the things that will reduce costs from the outset that don't necessarily involve tax dollars?
Reduce costs and increase supply, apparently, right?
Yes.
And why are waivers? Why are waivers from the Jones Act? Why are they rare?
Waivers are rare because there are many entrenched interests, primarily unions, that don't want to see the Jones Act ever suspended.
And this would save money and get supplies to Puerto Rico faster, right?
Yes. This is humanitarian assistance in its most basic, expedited form. The people of Puerto Rico, our fellow Americans, need our help. This is one way that we can very quickly deliver that help, perhaps even more quickly than a bunch of aid voted by Congress that takes a while to churn through the bureaucracy.
But your suspicion is that Joe Biden will probably not waive the Jones Act, and why do you think that is the case?
It's likely he would never support repeal of the Jones Act. It's possible he might support a waiver if there's enough pressure from members of his own party, like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, to say, look, this is a special situation where we need to help the people of Puerto Rico get back on their feet. This is one way we can do it without cost to the U.S. taxpayer.
Pete Sepp, president of the National Taxpayers Union, thank you very much for joining us on One America News.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.